Clip manipulation. Several of my longtime readers have recently made changes that caused a bit of confusion. We're going to sort it out in this edition of Stuart's Audacity Tips. Moving and changing are always potential sources for discomfort. Share this around and help ease someone else's discomfort. I've received questions from a number of readers who have moved to a new computer and decided to also switch from Audacity 2.4.2 to Audacity 3.7.3. Most of these questions are very similar in nature, and they have to do with how Audacity 3.7 represents clips. It's different from Audacity 2. It looks different, and it works a little differently as well. Let's start with a comparison of how things look, then we'll talk about how they work. Note, I'm using Audacity 3.7.3 and 2.4.2 for this comparison, as they are the latest versions of their respective generations. Some of these changes have been added to Audacity over various 3.x versions. For this article, Audacity 3 means 3.7.3. New pointers. With the addition of Smart Clips to Audacity 3, several things have changed about how the dynamic pointers in Audacity look. Here's a chart that compares them by purpose. The smallest change is in the insert pointer, which is still a stylized I-bar. In Audacity 3, the ends have more of a Y shape to them, but its function remains the same. Click to set the insertion point at a specific location, and drag to select a section of audio. Next in terms of function are the pointers for dragging the ends of a selection. They appear when you roll the mouse over either end of selected audio. In Audacity 2, they are pointing hands. In Audacity 3, they are vertical bars with a triangle pointing from the center of the selection to the edge, whichever edge the pointer is near. Other than appearance, they function the same in Audacity 2 and Audacity 3. Now come the changes that are a result of the removal of the time shift tool in favor of a header bar on each clip. In Audacity 2, the pointer for the time shift tool is a double-ended arrow. In Audacity 3, the pointer for moving a clip is a hand that appears when you mouse over the clip's header bar. When you hold down the mouse button, the pointer turns into a closed hand to show that you're dragging that clip. In both cases, you drag the clip left or right to move it on the same track, or up and down to move it to another track. Finally, there are pointers that are used to drag the ends of a clip to change its length. This capability doesn't exist in Audacity 2, as Smart Clips are a new feature in Audacity 3. The pointers for this are square brackets with a triangle on each side to indicate the ability to move left and right. The bracket opens toward the center of the clip that it affects, so if you're working on two clips that are immediately adjacent, you'll know which one you're grabbing. How it all looks. Other than the changes to mouse pointers, the only changes to how Audacity looks have to do with the swap from using the time shift tool to using clip headers to move clips around, and the addition of clip length pointers as shown in the table above. Here's how they compare in operation. In Audacity 2, to move a clip, you first select the time shift tool from the group of buttons I call the Big Six, immediately to the right of the transport and record buttons. Then you can drag a clip using the time shift tool. In Audacity 3, there is no time shift tool. You simply roll the mouse to the header bar on the clip where the pointer turns into a hand, and hold down the mouse button to grab the clip. The pointer turns into a closed hand, and drag it to where you want it. And last, but far from least, is the ability to change the length of a clip. In Audacity 3, Smart Clips are not actual clipped sections of audio. They are pointers to the original audio with in and out points set at the boundaries of the clip. This means that if you change the length of the clip, the boundaries change and the amount of audio that is included in the clip changes to match. Here are two adjacent clips with pointers showing ready to drag at the end of a clip. The top one shows the pointer at the end of the first clip. The bottom one shows the pointer at the beginning of the second clip. That's all there is to the changes in clip management in Audacity. Well, almost all. Next time we'll take a look at when clips might not be so smart. Hope this helps. I'm Stuart.